Hello, I'm Rob Smith of Smith of the Black with the Strat Time Report, and we got SPY as an inside day. So we did start rallying back, but we're still an inside day. Couldn't take out yesterday's highs as yet. We'll see if that changes. And right now, you got yourself a RevStrat 15er. Inside bar, pokes down, trying to break this inside 60 here. So we're still inside on the 60, and you can see here on the opening. Yesterday, they wiped them out on the close. Right, we knew that. So anybody who's short could stay short. But once you take this out, now they got problems, right? Now you're rallying back, right? And potentially not an inside day. Still have that month looking for an outside month to the downside, when we have those signals. But as of now, remember on this daily, we took out the higher high, made the lower low. So this is the broadening formation here. The question, can you expand it and take that out? As of right now, inside day, inside on the 60. Because I get this question a lot. It's like, does it matter here on the, on the close? Does this bar matter? I'm like, it does on the opening because anybody who's short could stay short. But boom, and right there they got taken out. So inside 60, inside day, that needs to change. For the rest of the day, we want to see what either side of this inside 60 looks like to either not be an inside day or drop in and stay inside day. So you'll hear me say triangle out. So here's your broadening formation on your 60, right? But then you can have a sub-broadening formation here. You can have that lower low, and now this higher high took these guys out. The question is, are you strong enough to come up into this, right? That's what we want to know about. So either side of this 60 going forward for the rest of the day, and then if we stay an inside day. If you go to QQQ, and Q's tried to fail a little bit. Q's still an inside day. And that's same, this is called a kicking pattern. Bright red, 90% red, and then it gapped up. So in this first hour, there's almost no way this was going down, right? These guys just trapped. But then you take this out, and now you have your lower level broadening formation. I'll draw that for you. Here. So the question is, how do you get out of this? Right here, these guys. Do you go two up, two down, and take this up and go take another shot? We'll see. Still challenged on the month. Coming back into last week's range, but going back to a doji land. But as you'll see, we got some stuff still holding on to the downside. Some SMH are still not participating in this rally as yet. But we'll see how these 60s go because you got Dow Jones Diamonds. Also inside on the 60. Also inside on the day, right? So these inside days need to change, right? Because we can easily stall out here and go to sleep. But now that we have inside 60s to gauge that against, and you hear me say this a lot, every 60 is like a new day to us. Well, all these inside 60s, we want to know about either side of those going forward into the afternoon. If you go to small cappers also inside on the 60, also that kicking pattern to start the day. And so you'll hear me talk also about simultaneous breaks. Right, so on that opening 60, almost everything was a two up, two down, two up on the opening hour. Right, that's what you'd want to know about because that tell you're looking for buy signals in the opening hour. After that, we don't know because you got the inside days is the problem. Right, and you'll see this here, that higher high on the weekly here, and that lower low. There's your broadening formation there. How do we get out of this on the weekly going forward? We had some strength out of China right out the chute, and JD gaps up on an inside day here, and potentially it's an outside month because you took out the lows and you're coming back through here. You're taking out last week's highs after what? Triangle out. Here's your 2-2 reversal on the week last week, right? And then if you go to the 30, you'll see this. Continuation patterns. Inside 30 to the upside 2-1-2. Inside 30 to the upside 2-1-2. Again, and so some pretty nice movement in there. That tells you, it's like a proxy for trying to see if Bob is going to do anything. Bob is just kind of sitting here for now. So JD's been the one, all right? Bob inside on the 60 right now. We'll see how that 60 breaks. How about Baidu? And Baidu tried to poke down on the 60, would be RevStrat up. 2-hour pattern inside of here. JD, your winner. But you can see here, you always want to go look at all the multiple time frames. Baidu is RevStrat month. Inside bar, down, boom. Right, so Baidu, you see nice and green on the week on this gapper. So that's what you want to look for when you're looking for long positions. If we go to laser, and laser on the gapper, same pattern. See this? Kicker. Bright red, Anybody who wants to stay short can stay short. You gap up into here, these guys are trapped. And you come back through the previous range, so you can stop guys here, 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 and all the way back through, and you'll have your lower low. Now you got your slight higher high. That's your broadening formation right there. Potential on the outside weak here and laser. If you go to the 30, you'll see that continuation pattern similar. The 2-1-2 inside 30 to the upside. You'll also hear me say triangle layout, wait for a reversal, because this is a continuation. So your magnitude is only to take this out. Hopefully more, because you've got some good things happening on all this stuff, and to take that out. But if you go to the 15 minute, if you wait for the triangle layouts, you see that was an inside 15, that's a 2 down. This is a 2-1-2 reversal, right, on the 15 minute, back into the desired direction of continuity, right? And what we want to do is come back to a previous range, because anybody gets short this thing, I think it's going to roll over. They're short against this, 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 and this. You ready? Going to take them all out in one shot. Boom, gone. So there's that. Right now, those Q's starting to firm up a little bit, and Q's like one of the wild cards here. If you can see that RevStrat 15er inside bar, pokes down, take that, and still on that 60 right here for the next hour, we're looking at 370, 321. If it gets above that, still got some distance on that. If we go to Norfolk Southern earnings today, and Norfolk Southern fighting back here. You had inside 60 to the upside. This is a 2-1-2 reversal on the day, inside bar, right, coming back up. The thing about it, the problem here is you got to get outside of this. It's called a mother bar, right? Once you have an inside bar, whatever's previous to that is called a mother bar, and you got to get out of there, right? So if this doesn't do that today, then it's a 2-day inside pattern. And either side of both of these days gets my attention tomorrow with Union Pacific. Also, that inside day to the upside got real close to here, didn't do it. Now you've got an inside 60 to keep an eye on there. So we just really want to be careful about stalling out here with all these inside days. It means things aren't really doing anything. If you go to Travelers, and Travelers, another kicker variation. Normally you want it to gap above this, but you can see they wiped them all out in front of the earnings and then took it up. Now you have your higher high and stalls out a tad and coming back down into here. So let's see if that got anything going like HIG. And HIG a little bit more interesting here because of this monthly. Now it's a 2-2 reversal on the month. 2 down, 2 up. And you can see once again, wipe them out on the close yesterday and then boom, right back up. And you can see how here, wipe them out on the close, gaps up, starts to come back in, but once it retakes this, you're back above here. It's called a continuity entry, right? You can get long right there, and then boom, off she goes. It's also crude. Delayed number because of the holiday, and crude number comes out, and crude still holding gains up in here, still having that nice month to the upside here. Still green on the week, and you can see crude just marching, marching, marching. On the opening, they tried to bring them in a little bit, but that didn't last very long. PXD here, and you can see that. And if you go here, here's what you look for on the opening. 2 down to stop a bunch of guys out. 2-2 reversal. 2 down, 2 up. PXD still RevStrat month, right? Green on all time frames. And if that works, that's going to give you the outside day, which you got to the upside. PXD. And you can go down the line, EOG here to a lesser extent. Probably got the 60 going though. Yeah, this is a RevStrat. Closed as an inside 60, then goes down, comes back up. That's a 1-2-2, the 2-2 reversal after an inside bar, and boom, off goes EOG. So, you can go down the line there. Everybody working pretty well again in the energy sector. If you go to BECN, and BECN just having a nice little day, and you can see this nice little runner. It was a little quick, but the important thing about this is you're coming back on the weekly, outside week, 2 down, 3-2-2 on the week over 57.41, and if that works, that takes the inside month to the upside. Having a nice little day here. We'll see if there's any more follow through to that. Market stalling out on these inside 60s as well. It should with all the inside days. If you go to EVTL, newer issue. I don't know what's going on in here, but it's We've got some news. Still an inside month, but you can see here, stalling out just a tad up in here. We'll see if there's any more to it, but nice inside day to example in the 212 to come back to previous range. You see, it was strong enough to take out all this. The question is, it going to be strong enough to come after that? We'll see if it sets up again later. If we go to, believe it or not, Apron, I think it was tweeted out by Citron, gets it going, but we'll see here because now it's starting to come in off that 60, but you see this here on the daily, inside day, poke down, there's RevStrat, boom, took out all these guys out in one shot, and if that works, potentially you have the outside month coming back up through this 3 month, but right now backing off on the 60. If you go to Sophie, and Sophie gapped up yesterday, but then backed off for profit taking. So this is a continuation kicker, right? What that means is bright red, but it was a 2 up, right? So what you did is you got his profit taking getting out. Now they're scrambling to get back in. Nice big push there for Sophie. We'll see if that sets up again. I think it's inside on the 30 right now. Here, yep. So we'll see if that goes 60. Got a little more to try and take some of these guys out if they want to go up and maybe be an outside month. If we go to UPST, and UPST, we know this thing can move around, still red on the month, right? That's challenging. Going green on the week and potential outside week. Let's go back to the 60 here. So 2 up, 2 down on the 60. Gets my attention above this, 116.52, because you have this. The inside day after the outside day, 312. The magnitude was just to hit this. So the question is, does that set up again and get more going? You can see some higher high up into there, broadening formation. Lower lows, higher highs if they want to get this thing cooking. All right, let's keep an eye on these broader averages, see if they want to do anything. If we go to Drupstock, DWAC still handling inside day, but been moving around a little bit, and now starting to back off. And you can see, if you go to here, you can see how it's internal broadening formation. You get lower low, higher high, and just kind of chopping around. But anything that's moving around that much, certainly a good idea to keep an eye on for scalping. If we go to airbag and bag, inside day to the upside, just kind of stalls out here on our 60. We'll see if that goes, because you have an inside month, still stuck, still an inside week, but you do have that daily signal if they start to pick them up a bit here. On the downside, SMH still challenged here. And SMH takes out yesterday's lows, pops back up, and not getting killed, but still challenged here on the week, still 2 down. And MU had a rough opening here. We'll see how that's going. Now stuck inside on the 60s. So we'll see. We're not expecting too much weakness out of the market just yet, but certainly the Qs and all that kind of stuff still challenged. If we go to some retail, you got Domino's Pizza. And Domino's Pizza, rallies back on the 60s. So hit its magnitude by doing this. Slight higher high after an inside day, RevStrat, boom. The magnitude was to take these guys out, which it did. So a little tight on this. Now you have your lower low and your higher high. That's going to be a broadening formation going forward, and that's going to look like this on your 60 here. But that had our attention because of this. The two up, 2 down reversal month. Still have some magnitude to take these guys out. If we go to lows, 2-2 reversal month, 2 up, 2 down, and taking out yesterday's lows, having some issues here is lows. That gives you Home Depot. Also a little challenge, lows a little weaker than that. But you can see the Home Depot, 2 up, 2 down on the month. If we go to Rivian, and Rivian trying to stabilize, but still the inside weak to the downside. Exhaustion risk by going into new recent lows, but still on the radar there. If we go to Task, and Task getting lumped here, taking out last month's lows, and you can see here's the ideal entry is you wait for the corrective activity, the new month, and boom, 2-2 reversal back through previous range, getting wailed on. Just went inside 60 down, but stuck in this mother bar. We'll see if that sets up again for us. You got Garmin also coming down here, and you can see this on the daily, what you look for. The 2 up by taking out the previous high, and then boom, taking all these guys out in one shot. We'll see if that sets up again for us. So still monitoring that inside 60 in the SPY, and the inside day for now. So be careful on trading inside days. All right, we want something that's either taking out yesterday's highs or lows. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith. Smith LeBlack. Strat Time Report.